curious, why are you out here mentoring and counseling, couples and people who are in relationships? What are some of the most common money problems that you see come up?
The common money problem. Number one, just being broke and trying to date. All right?
Whoa. Okay. You trying to tell me, okay, what's your definition of broke?
Broke is you cannot stand on your own 2 feet and take care of your bills and essentials. Not that you got to live a life of luxury or anything like that, but you on your own cannot survive. That's broke to me.
And they trying to date?
Yes. Now I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
And some people may disagree with this.
Okay.
I do think that a woman has more leeway in this department than a man does. All right. And so if I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Like if you're a broke woman, you can pull it off. You really can. If you got some other stuff going on for you, you can still make it happen. So I'm not. I would still say be careful because you don't want your brokenness to be dictating your decisions as far as who you get with. Because now if you need a man to survive, you may overlook some red flags in order to achieve that survival. So that's where it's risky.
Yeah.
But if you're not making those mistakes, let's say, for example, you live at home with your parents.
Yeah.
So technically you're broke because you can't survive on your own, right? But that situation does not lend towards you possibly choosing wrong because of your financial position, because you're still in a safe place. But as a man, if you're broke, whether you're broke living with your parents or anywhere, that's a problem. Trying to date while you're broke, because again, there's so many pitfalls being set up by that dynamic.
Yeah.
It's just, I could never condone it. I could never push it. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If you happen to find real love while you're broke, I'm not going to sit there and say you don't deserve to embrace that real love. But you should not be focused on finding a partner and searching for it and putting energy into it when you need to be putting energy into establishing yourself.
So let me just ask the question. Okay. Should a man be financially stable before he starts dating?
He should. I believe he should. I believe if he wants the best results possible, yes. Again, he don't got to be rich, but you got to be able to take care of yourself. If you need her to survive, and when I say her, any woman to come in your life to survive, that's a problem. Because here is what happens in a lot of situations. Men tend to pick women based on where they are in life.
Yeah,
all right?
Okay.
Which is why you'll see the situations where guys who were once broke were with one kind of woman.
Yeah.
They get famous or rich, and now they switch up.
Right.
And people will say they switched up, and I say, no, they didn't switch up. Their true colors finally came out.
Yes.
They always wanted that woman.
Yes.
They could not afford that woman, all right? They were not in a position to get that woman. So they took what they can get, and unfortunately, they're taking that woman on the premise of what she can do for them, not what he will do for her. And so the relationship starts off with her basically putting him on her back, trying to drag him to the finish line, thinking she will be rewarded for her efforts when she ends up getting left for her efforts. And even if she's not left, he still ends up going out messing with the girls he really wants, all right? And so again, there's so many ways this goes left. Now, I always say this, to a man, if you're gonna date while you're broke or you're not financially stable, you have to ask yourself, would you be with her if you were rich? And if you can say that this is the woman you would want, even if you had the success you desire, okay, you're good. You can move forward, at least in regards to that specific issue.
Right.
But let me give you a different issue that can come up.
Okay.
If you start off not being the financially stable one, and that woman is financially stable or successful, whether she wants to admit it or not, you are a project.
Ooh.
You are a child in her eyes that she is going to raise into a man,
Ooh.
all right? And the problem now is this.
Wait, hold on. I gotta ask this question. What? You just said if the brother is not financially stable and the woman is financially stable, the woman is going to, the majority of ladies in this single season, they're going to be looking at that's a project for them. Oh, man, that just hit me hard.
And the reason it's important, and some women say, oh, no, I'm not looking at him like that. Subconsciously, you are. Subconsciously, you're viewing him as someone I have to mold or build or get there, all right? And unfortunately, so let me say this and I'll continue.
Yeah.
I believe that for a relationship to be successful, the woman has to be able to look up to the man. Not as in he is greater than her, so to speak, but she has to revere him, respect him.
Absolutely.
She has to feel like, I can learn something from this man.
Yeah.
Not that I have to teach him and drag him to the finish line. So when you start off that way, she might be willing to be with you. But now the problem is, how much will she respect you along the way?
Wow.
Also, as a man, will you still be driven enough to achieve your dreams, if you even had any?
Right.
Because some women are trying to pour into a man who has no plan and no dreams himself.
Wow.
If you don't ever get there, resentment will now kick in. And if you are now you're basically being rewarded for your bad behavior. What I mean by that is you have not established yourself as a man. And let's make something clear. You are not entitled to a relationship. Everyone says, well, everyone deserves to be loved. Absolutely.
Right.
Every human being deserves to receive love, but not a damn relationship. Not a committed, I'm going to pour into you, be committed to you, feel all your needs. You don't deserve that yet. You ain't qualified. You are not qualified. That's like everyone saying, well, everyone deserves $1 million job. No. No, you have to meet certain qualifications. So yes, I don't think you should not be loved, quote unquote.
Right.
But you are not entitled to that. So let's bring it back. The point is that if she gets with you while you're down there and you're up here, I've seen one situation, not just one, I've seen many situations, where in some instances, she only got with you when you were broke because she was going to have power in the situation. And so now, I know one guy specifically coming to mind. He actually did continue to work. And he finally achieved his dreams and he became more successful than the woman. Then he says she started to act funny. When he wanted to pay the bills, she's like, why are you trying to pay the bills? And he's like, yo, I'm trying to make sure like you took care of me. I want to take care of you. Everything got thrown off. Eventually, they had to get a divorce because she was never trying to actually have him be in that position. It's almost like on a simpler level. This is going to sound bad, but this is truth. There are some women who don't want their man to start working out and get in shape because to them, if you start looking too damn good, I gotta worry about all these other women, all right? And not only do I have to worry about these other women, I have to now look at myself in the mirror and question if I'm of the standard that you. Yeah, exactly. So let me keep you down there and tell you, nah, go eat this donut. Nah, go have some fried chicken. Like, go ahead.
Because ladies are the only ones where looks are not really that important to ladies.
I see, and that's. I'm not gonna say it's a myth. I'm gonna say it's a misunderstanding.
I think ladies can do that more than men.
Yes, it is less important to women than men.
Yes.
But in a lot of situations, it still has a significant impact. What we're confusing is this. There was a study once done where they asked, I forgot how many women, but they showed them a man who was chiseled, amazing body, and a quote-unquote dad bod, right? And they said, which one would you pick for a one-night stand? Which one would you pick for marriage?
Okay.
They picked the chiseled body for one-night stand. They picked the dad bod for marriage, all right? Overwhelmingly.
Real?
Yes. So what that says to me is that you're more attracted to the body that's in shape, but you feel more emotionally safe with the dad bod, all right? You don't want to have to deal with that guy who's looking too good. And this is, again, this is not every woman, but this is a lot of women. It is easier for them, which is why a lot of women, whether subconsciously or consciously, date men who are below them. And that stems from, again, their struggle with their value. So, man, there's so much we can talk about. So here's the thing that I have to say right now.
Yeah.
Society has now created a situation where women are valuing themselves in the same way they value or evaluate men's value. Education, money, success.
Yeah.
So here's what happens now. If in a situation occurs where a woman is not educated, she didn't go to college, maybe she has a low-paying job, and she meets this very successful man, and he actually falls for her, she questions, why me? Why would he choose me? Because to her, I don't have the value that could get this kind of man. But what she doesn't understand is the value he sees in you isn't attached to those things.
Yeah.
It's your feminine energy. It's his attractiveness to you. It's how you make him feel. It's all those other things. So many women are now placing their values in the wrong thing that now they don't know how to properly value themselves in a relationship. And so now if you think your success and all this stuff makes you valuable, again, when you get with this guy who has less than you feel superior.
Yeah.
And by feeling superior, you feel safer. The mentality is he has to appreciate me. He lucky that I'm in his life, all right? So I don't got to worry about him. Like I got to worry about the guy who has options and has so much going on for himself. So again, subconsciously, they choose the lesser. And that's a problem. And again, it's lack of healing. It's lack of properly evaluating our values as men and women. There's so much more to it. But again, to get back to the original part, men dating while they're broke, it's just risky business. It's risky business. And again, I've also seen situations where the respect never developed. So she started off not really respecting you because you were at this lower level, even though she accepted you. And she tolerated you, all right? But she never fully respected you. And so as relationship goes along, that never develops. And now what happens is that lack of respect turns into lack of intimacy, turns into how she talks to you. And what I always find is if a man doesn't feel respect in the relationship, he now, like, basically, if he's been emasculated, or what I like to call his balls have been chopped off multiple times over and over again, he will try to reattach his balls at the wrong time, all right? He will try to assert himself and be the man. And in doing it, he's going to do it in a way that's going to wreak more havoc in the relationship. So now you have two people going back and forth, always clashing, but the core issue is there was never any respect.
And so I'm hearing you, and what I'm hearing is use your singleness and steward it correctly and get your life in a better place. And if you have your life in a better place financially, if you're financially stable, it's going to help you to have better options.
And I would say this, at the worst case scenario for men, you have to at least have your plan and vision in place.
I like it.
All right?
I like it.
So even if you're broke, I do believe that if a woman can see that you have plan and vision, and that you have enough ambition to stand on your own 2 feet as far as putting in the effort, that can be respected. But if she has to be the one that does the work for you, if she has to be the one that drags you to the interviews and does this, that's the problem. So, and a lot of men who say, well, you know, these women don't want to build with you. You have to lay the foundation first. That's all I'm asking for. Because without that, it's going to be a disaster.
No, I'm rocking right there with you, man. I teach that. I teach people on my show. I want you to be intentional about your money. I want you to be intentional about your relationships and intentional about what do you call success. And when it comes to the money part, I do believe that, especially us young men, we shouldn't be out here trying to date someone because why are you dating? And for me, I date with the purpose of hopefully finding and meeting my wife one day. And so if I can't take care of my bills, I can't take her out to eat. If I'm behind on my bills over here, why am I spending $50 on taking her out to eat? Why am I robbing from paying the foundation for handling my foundation so I can impress her? So I'm sitting here and I ain't talking. And this doesn't happen too often, but you're talking and you're real good.